January 31st of 2022. I thought a great way to end the year would be to do a review on the last two self-help books I read this year. Those would be Stop Squatting with Your Spurs On and Inner Size. Both of these books I rated 4 stars, and I thought it'd be good to film this video in case you're looking for recommended reading for the new year in the self-development or self-help genre. These were 4-star reads for me, like I said. I would highly recommend them in business, personal life, everyday life. These are both really interesting. Before we get started, please like and subscribe. Go follow me at realestatebabe.co on Instagram and Facebook. I also have a Goodreads if you want to follow that. So the first one we're going to do is Stop Squatting with Your Spurs On. So I got this for free from another realtor in my town, and she said it was one of her favorite books. And as you can see, it's really small. It was a super quick read. The font was really big, and there were a lot of like graphs and statistics and stuff, which also helped keep it shorter. I personally like these kind of books, and I like when the chapters are shorter too, because it kind of helps me break down my reading. I don't like 20-page chapters, which this one definitely has. But Stop Squatting with Your Spurs On was really good. It had a lot of good marketing techniques for realtors specifically, but you can really apply everything in this book to any part of business. So basically it talks about the 4 different personality types: DISC, the dominant D, the inspiring I, the supportive S, and the cautious C. And it tells you how to identify what personality you are and how to spot the other kinds of personalities in your life. Not only that, but it talks about each personality's characteristics, good and bad. So it talks about how the dominant D is very my way or the highway. The cautious C procrastinates a lot. Some people will be a blend of like 2. Only a few will be like a for sure I am a D, I am an I am an S, I am a C. It's cool to figure out what your personality type is, if you're a blend or not. And it's actually a nice slap to the face, if you will, about what you're doing wrong as your own personality type, how you can be better in business to build better relationships and succeed with every one of your clients. Because in real estate and other forms of business, sometimes you work with people that you don't really vibe with, you don't get along with, and this teaches you exactly how to get along with them. So I would highly recommend this book. Super short read, and I will definitely be reading it again in the future. The second book is Inner Size, and I'm not gonna lie, this book took me a while to read. As I mentioned earlier, I don't really like books that have really long chapters. This one definitely does. So if that's not your cup of tea, I still highly recommend that you read this book. I can totally tell that I'm gonna be coming back to this book many times in the future because it taught me so much, not just about my brain, but about success. This book took me like a year to read. That's just because I kept coming back to it. It's like I said, the chapters were really long for me. But at some point I just committed to like a chapter a day, and I finished it before the new year. I don't know why it took me so long, because the pages, the font is actually very thick. But this book really was interesting. I think if I hadn't put it down so many times, I would have just sped through it. It's just the fact that I kept coming back to it. There's 3 sections in this book: knowing the brain, mastering your thoughts and emotions, and mastering your behavior. So if you have anxiety or something, this book really teaches you how to deal with your anxiety from a business standpoint and not let it hold you back from your potential, which was really good for me because I do struggle with anxiety. And this book kind of just tells you that you're not alone, but you shouldn't use your anxiety as an excuse to hold yourself back. This book is a really nice push. It just motivates you in like every single way. Like every time I read a chapter of this book, I was like, wow, I can do this in my business and I can change this. And this is just an amazing book, and I can honestly say I will come back to it, and I'm not going to take as long to read it in the future just because I loved it so much. Like the ending, it all just wrapped together. In here, at the end of every chapter, there's a little segment on real people, real results. It just tells somebody's story about how they found Neuro Gym and how they started implementing the inner sizes into their everyday life. Basically, everybody that's used NeuroGym or read Inner Size swears by this book, and I can say that I'm one of those people now. So this book, honestly, the only thing I can say about it is to just read it. This one would be a 5-star if it didn't take me so long to read, and I think personally that's my fault. I think anyone that reads this book that's into self-development would absolutely love it. That's it for this video. I thought it'd be a cool way to end the year. Just the last 2 self-help books that I read, since they were both 4-star reads for me, I thought why not make a video on it. So if you are looking for new books to read in the self-development genre in 2023, make sure to pick these 2 up and subscribe, because in the future I want to be doing book reviews on all of my self-help books that I read this year. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at realestatebabe.co. I hope you guys had an amazing 2022 and that you have a very prosperous 2023. Just remember, your comfort zone will kill you.